Hello out there, and welcome back to Beacon Pines. Hopefully you remember what's going on, because we have a big old hole to jump in, and a lot happened last time. We discovered the old remains of town. We had a mysterious stranger help us out. We've been living in an illusion. We've been living in a fake town. We got a lot to go through, and a lot of process. But let's go explore. I can't go see Don's newspaper stand. Or anywhere else. We must hole. Hole.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Gross. Echo, 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 echo. Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr. Where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before, he's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you? You knew what you were coming here for. You could have worn something warmer. Why are you in a sweater vest? Not even a sweater vest. A vest. A thin vest. That'll keep you a little warm, but you knew what you were coming here for.
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. I'm sure he didn't do it. I'm sure this is the other idiot. This is the source, where they collected the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? That's way more Meowth, which is fine, because I need to differentiate it. Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us. You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
Ooh, saccharine. It's really nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't going up without a fight. Your smile's not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop! Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you, regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. Bup, that's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool! Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like
With
this?
a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
And we're all dead. Oh, that is a great. Oh, that's good art. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the parts of Phyllis Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
I would hum if I knew what the hell they're talking about, but I do not. Prump-dum-dum, prump-dee-dum-dum. Wow, can you believe this guy? Hey, more words.
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. Makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
Calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Luca had no choice but to blank Iggy's request.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The 2 silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Bang. How many? What? Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempus liquame is a peculiar substance. Liquamine. Tempus liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. The useful side product of this property being... I misread something there. Hopefully you guys can go back and read it correctly. I missed something. By adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the hole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all of this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you are going to save the world. End of episode. No,
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
I don't believe you.
Revenge served cold.
I don't believe you.
Second time's a charm?
The charm pun is good. 2-charm. 11 charm.
Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
Breach.
Let's go back and find something more definitive.
It's a whole thing. Oh, wow. What an awful pun. Okay, I was wondering if we would have unlocked something for there, but we have not. Do. So we can either refuse the request or see what happens with the weather after the dinner with the mood wells, which would mean we'd be on the path where we went alone and escaped, but got roped into dinner before we could explain things to Rollo. So let's, as I'm going to keep doing, I'm going to continue following the path that we haven't done in a while. And we're going to see what happens if the weather breaks instead of rumbles.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to break, revealing patches of star-filled summer night. Moonlight filtered down, shimmering in the treetops.
Sure, you can meet Rollo. You're not going home? No, I promised Rollo I'd tell him about...
Luca stopped himself mid-sentence.
Promised you'd tell him what? Spit it out, bub. We're thick as thieves now. If there's a juicy secret, you gotta tell me. Okay. You can come to the treehouse and I'll tell you both what happened. Heck yeah. Awesome. This is the true path. It was nice learning about Iggy, and I'm sure we will get to see
Luca
Iggy
saw
more.
Beck skulking by the gate.
But so you telling me there's nothing mysterious or creepy about this place? It's mostly boring and empty. I refuse to believe that. Big spiked gate, Looming mansion. Rich, reclusive owners. It even smells shady.
Beck grabbed the wrought iron bars and shook the gate.
Mark my words, you decadent nightmare house. You will reveal your secrets to me. What did you do? First of all, I told you so. Second, hide! That's Eris Valentine. Who's that she's talking to? Shh. I expect you to return that suit in working order. Of course. As long as everything proceeds as planned, there's nothing to worry about. The only thing I'm worried about is what's rightfully mine. If that means making some unsavory alliances, so be it. I couldn't agree more. There comes a time to suspend hostilities. I'll deal with our common threat. Now this is what I was talking about.
Beck's voice was an excited whisper.
Proper shady stuff. Someone in a suit like that tried to grab me yesterday. Seriously? Shh. You do understand that when this all inevitably fails, I will deny everything. I wouldn't expect any less of you. You just worry about your part in this, and let me handle the rest. I can't wait to see that look on that Rube Kerr's face. Yes, the truth will come to light. I'm still surprised you're so comfortable with the potential collateral damage. I'm all over with that voice. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that change is painful. Wow, I was expecting shady, but that's just flat out supervillain talk. If you don't mind me asking, why? Why are you doing all of this?
The mysterious figure retracted their mask, hair pushing out from all corners.
I thought so. Yep. Family.
A chill ran down Luca's spine.
So yeah, for those who might not have been paying as close of attention, remember that we learned in one of the other timelines that Eris Valentine helped steal this suit as part of a disguise to help Gran out. So it's not, just in case anyone was lost, Gran isn't part of the whole thing. This is a disguise to help ruin the whole thing. And I don't know how responsible she is for the big ice explosion we saw in the other timeline.
His vision blurred. Beck stifled a sharp wince, and Luca looked down to see himself wrenching her hand.
And actually, on the path where, instead of just you go alone, you and Rolo go, I don't think that they get to do this plan at all because you messed with their timing. An answer I can certainly respect.
Gran tousled her hair back under the face mask.
Just remember, keep everything nice and normal until the festival. I don't need a lesson in rousing suspicion.
Gran gave Eris a curt nod and disappeared into the night. Chapter 5. What big ears you have! Lucas sat shivering in the bushes, staring at his feet. After checking to make sure the coast was clear, Beck gave him a gentle tug on his sweater.
What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Why are you so scared of the old lady in the hazmat suit? That was my Gran. That was your Gran. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for all of this. Let's just get to the treehouse and figure things out there. Lead the way. I'm surprised we didn't have to choose between following her and meeting Rolo. Thankful, though. I would have rather just gone and told Rolo. Checking everywhere, 'cause we want to get words. Nope. Jump. I don't know why you can jump in this game. For the last time, there's nothing to worry about. Of course, we're not
The
worried.
clipboard finished writing with a scratchy flourish and looked up.
Just dotting our I's and crossing our T's. Well, maybe try minding your P's and Q's.
Mr. Nuncreed, arms crossed over his paunch, gave an exhausted sigh.
Paunch. If there's anything you need knowing, you'll know it. Absolutely. If you'll just sign here acknowledging everything is accurate, we'll be out of your hair in a flash. Oh, for the love of...
He snatched the pad and scribbled his name so hard the pen nearly snapped.
There. And would you like my eternal soul as
The
well?
clipboards looked at each other for a moment, almost pondering the possibility,
We are demons. That's why there's so many of us.
then broke into laughter as they walked away.
I don't want to talk to the pervert. Hi, Mr. Nuncreed. Luca, let me give you some advice. Next time someone you don't know asks you to hear your thoughts, give him a good hard bop right in the kisser. Oh, Gran tells me I need to just keep away from the clipboards. That's good, that's good. Gran's a smart lady, Luca. Speaking of which, you better run along home now. Too dark to be out wandering on your own. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go there. I'm stuck! I'm stuck! Okay, I fixed it. Ooh, wow, everybody's out tonight. And can I go down here? No, I will not go into the History Museum again. I'm not watching it a third time. What do you have to say for me, oh prophet? The answers you seek will be revealed in due time. The question is, the figure intoned, are you prepared to live with the truth? I'd better not dilly-dally. Gotta get to the treehouse. Another day, another dollar. See you tomorrow, Z. Have you noticed how all the perennial harvest folk order the same drink? Decaf cappuccino with extra foam. Why? I don't know. I just thought it's a little odd. Pretty weird for sure. Well, the customer's always right. See you bright and early tomorrow. Can't wait. It's almost like they're the same person or something. Over and over and over again. Just let me over here. Huh. I don't know why it wouldn't let me back there, but it would let me around these places. Don't think I missed any. See, now it's gonna bug me. Now I have to go back and see if I missed anything because I want words. Mr. Wordsworth. Woo! Camera. I hadn't actually noticed that the camera zooms in there because I'd always meant to go there. Alright, I don't know. I couldn't find any words. I want them charms.
William Kerr and Gus Valentine proudly surveyed the half-covered festival banner.
It's all coming together quite nicely. I couldn't have done it without
The
you.
mayor gave a half-hearted shrug.
I'm not so sure about that. Nonsense! That reminds me, I wasn't able to thank your sister for her contributions. Yeah, she's been indisposed of late. She doesn't much like me, does she? Oh no, that's not at all. She's just been busy. Of course. Why does your sister have a British accent and you sound like a tired American? Regardless, I would forever be grateful if I could pass you my thanks to her on for me to her. The History Museum adds a real air of import to the whole affair. And we couldn't very well celebrate the story of Beacon Pines without including the Valentines. My father was a great man. You're darn tootin' he
Kerr
was.
locked his arm on Gus's shoulder.
But I mean the entire Valentine family. present company included. Can I ask you something, Mr. Kerr? Call me William. Ask away. William, why are you doing all of this? Gosh, I've never felt one needed a compelling reason to throw a party. Wow, I can't read. Not just the festival, all of this. There's gotta be 100 down on their luck tones out there. Why is Perennial Harvest so interested in helping Beacon Pines? You know what I love most about the agriculture business? Seeds. Seeds. Yup, little bundles of potential.
With a glimmer in his eye, Kerr gestured grandly toward the horizon.
You treat a seed right, nurture it, feed it, and it can grow into something truly special. You see potential here? Well, if we bulldoze the whole thing and build a new town with a fancy gas station, big mall, undoubtedly, the seed of greatness is already under our feet. All it needs is a little nudge to explode in an icy nova that kills all of us. And the right leadership, of course. Oh, good night, Mayor Valentine. Can't go this way, I'm assuming. Yerp. Correct. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, the treehouse is just a little further on from here. So what's your buddy Rollo like? Rollo, he's... Rollo? Not particularly helpful. Sorry, I've just never thought about it. Lots of energy. He's fun even when he's not trying to be funny. Things have been tough for his family since the foul harvest. It's that damn time you tell me what the hell this foul harvest... Why can't I read that word? This foul harvest thingy is. It's kind of a long story. Hit me with the highlights. Okay. There used to be a fertilizer here called Valentine's. Fertilizer company here called Valentine's. They were kind of a big deal. Ooh, big deal fertilizer. It was a big deal to us. Their stuff really worked. Farmers loved it. So Valentine's grew and grew. Beacon Pines pretty much grew around it. Most everyone in town either worked for Sharper Valentine or used as fertilizer. Things were good. I'm sensing a big but. Around 6 years ago, Sharper Valentine suddenly died. And something changed. Changed how? Could have been a bad batch. Maybe it was the water or the air or soil. Nobody knows. But all the crops died, and everyone blamed the Valentines. The foul harvest. Yeah. Valentine's fertilizer went out of business. Half the town lost their jobs. Sheesh. The next year, the crops came back, but something was different. You hunt a crop, do everything right, and it's sort of a crapshoot what happens. And no one knows why? Nope. I take it Rollo's farm got the short end of the stick. Yeah, for some reason the farm was hit harder than others. That sucks. Things have gotten better since Perennial Harvest came to town. The Beacon Pines Reborn initiative? Yep, first thing they did was give the town a deep scrub. Even put us in hotels one town over for a week when they decontaminated the groundwater and built a separate town that looks exactly the same, even down to the trees, which is really weird. We'd better get going. After I quickly check and see if I can do any new memories with the new words I've gotten.
Luca tied a bent nail. If all you have is a hammer...
Hiya! It's a photo of you and Uncle Joseph. Let me see that. Huh. Look at those two young fools. How did it end up at the bottom of the pond? Who can say? Some things are just hard to explain. I miss Uncle Joseph. How come he doesn't come fishing with us anymore? He's busy with his new job at Valentine's. What's a new job got to do with him fishing with us? It's complicated. Like I said, some things are hard to explain. Hey! Well, that's quite a haul. Feels like a good time to pack up. Just a little bit longer? If things lasted forever, they might not feel as special, huh? I guess. I'll make you a deal, buckaroo. If you ever feel like you need to talk about anything at all, you just say, let's go fishing, and I'll know what you mean. Like a secret password? Yep, top secret. Neat! So I got the achievement that says we got all of those, so I don't need to come back for that anymore. Great. It's about time. I was about to give up and go home. Who's the new kid? Name's Beck. You must be Rolo. I see my reputation precedes me. Welcome to Mission Control.
Rolo waggled his head with pride.
You'll find we have spared no expense in the construction. I've seen worse looking piles of junk. Thanks! Hey, Luca, you know the security concerns we talked about? Yeah. While I was waiting, I made some improvements. Let me lock this baby down for a little test in infiltration. Can't be too safe these days. He goes all out, doesn't he? Always. I don't know why a rope is making a zhwao sound. Oh, first time I was terrible. Second time I was terrible. Third. Fourth. Nope. First try. Where did you guys get all this junk in the first place? There's a guy in town named Jeff who trades us junk for snacks. Junk food for junk. Nice. I'm taking this with me. I'm gonna eat it later. So, pretty sweet security, right? It was imaginative, I'll give you that. Luke, are we sure we can trust the new recruit? I'll vouch for her. Thanks, I guess. Oh, okay, Luca, you promised to fill me in about the Valentine warehouse.
Luca sucked in a long breath.
So like I said, there was someone there. What were they doing? I don't know, but the place was lit up and active. Maybe they were squatters. I don't think so. It seemed more organized. When the man pulled me in, I saw some sort of equipment running. A man pulled you in? Yeah, but I got away. You keep saying it was a man. They were in a mask, right? Yeah. Then it could have been a woman. Or a non-binary person. I mean, I don't know why we're judging gender at all, really. How did you get away? I grabbed a rock or something and broke their mask. They let go and I ran. Dang. Actually, I believe it was a piece of metal. That's intense. No wonder you were freaked out when you saw your grandma. Yeah, and that's the other part. On our way here, Beck and I saw Eris Valentine meeting with Gran, wearing the same sort of hazmat
Rolo
suit.
let out a low whistle.
May cut that if that sounds awful. Probably does. And they weren't there for idle chit-chat. It was a proper clandestine meetup. So let me get this straight. There's an operation in full swing at the Valentine warehouse. You were almost abducted by a strange man or woman in a protective suit, or non-binary person. And then you saw your Gran in the same suit talking to Eris Valentine? Pretty much. I'm beginning to think this town is kind of awesome.
Rolo and Luca shot back a look.
No offense. And so we can logically conclude aliens or alien zombies have infiltrated the town. And their leader is your Gran, and she's trying to murder you! First of all, and for the last time, there are no aliens. Second, it couldn't have been my Gran at the warehouse. I broke that person's mask to get away. The mask Gran was wearing wasn't damaged. But she's definitely hiding something. Maybe. Gran is weird, but she might be the most boring person in the universe. All she does is sit around all day making jam and holding clandestine meetings between friends who want to destroy the local businesses. What could she possibly have to hide? I don't know. We haven't talked much since you moved in. Moved in? Your Gran isn't from here? No, she came for a few months back to take care of me after his mom went missing. Did you know your Gran before? Not really, no. It had been years since I'd seen her. Luca, don't take this the wrong way, but are we sure your Gran is on the up and up?
Luca gazed out the window.
I'm just saying. It sounds like strange stuff has been happening since she showed up. We could say the same thing about your family. But you're right. Luca, your Gran is hiding something. And Pa always says folks only bury stuff worth digging up. We need to investigate your house. That accent slipped just a little bit. My Gran really is hiding something. Don't you think I would have noticed by now? That's kind of the whole point of hiding something? I guess you're right. Gran's been leaving the house for hours at a time this week. I'll call you two tomorrow when the coast is clear, and we can start getting to the bottom of this. I'm always game for a good snoop. You can count me in. Hell yeah, best timeline.
Chapter 6. Secret Lair.
Puns.
Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
What time is it? I appreciate the artist going out of their way to put separate clothes on the drawings to match with the smaller character model. Rolo, what on earth is that? That ridiculous thing on your head? Oh, this? It helps me think. You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. Coast is clear? Yep, whatever she's been up to this week, it's keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game is afoot.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rolo strutted across the room.
If I were Gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it?
Rolo flung open the cabinet with confidence.
Aha!
He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Or maybe that's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First hunches are for suckers. This is adorable beyond all reason. Eureka! She's lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps the fire going every day, Rolo. She's burning evidence every day! How much have we missed? Drat, it may already be too late. Just think of the documents lost to ash. I was joking, but I wasn't. Okay. I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think for a moment? Luca, is there anywhere your Gran doesn't want you to go? Yeah? Closet upstairs. So maybe it stands to reason we should check there first. No dice, it's locked. Well, well, well. Look who stands to reason now. And I have no idea where the key is. If it really is important, then she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? She has a lot of berry bush. She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought, I'm going to take this important thing and huck it in a bush? True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter anyway, I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
All right, Rolo. This is your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've called upon my expert detective skills. And now I shall proceed
Before he
with...
could finish, Luca scrambled up Rolo's back.
Hey, this isn't my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick. And every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. And right now I'm standing beneath you. Worth the joke. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss, but the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah. I don't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh hey, let me just yank on a random teacup
Beth
and...
pulled on one of the teacups. It slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
God damn it. That's so good. Seems like your Gran's been doing some remodeling. Dude, only 2 types of people have secret layers. Evil masterminds and superheroes. So which one do you think she is? We're about to find out. Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe. Oh, wow. Yeah, this cannot be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions. What do we have here? Barrels marked caution explosive. And jam jars. That's enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of incendiary jam is your Gran making? Yay! She wouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs, right? Only one way to find out.
Casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
Rollo explodes.
He
Huckleberries
smacked his
and
lips.
the gunpowder. Hint of brown sugar and ink. No, not Bendy and the Ink Machine. That's coming up later this month.
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
Aha!
Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
It's addressed to Mrs. Fratelli. A Grand Jam Graham? Somehow I read that right the first time. It says, last night I used the disguise Eris provided to scout the location, or at least it would say that if the jam hadn't have made all of the ink really gross and smeared all over the paper. The timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Oh man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, it can't be good. So, more a bombshell than a bomb, am I right? You're new here, so I'll let it slide. But I'm the bad joke guy around here. Whoever wrote this is the bad joke guy. Ah!
A spider web of string connected photos of
Oh
people from the
no,
town,
she's got a crazy person board.
interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Is your Gran a serial killer? Because I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town. Out of the kindness of her heart. She put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Nuncrete has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside a big circle. My mom's are both on here. Both with question marks. Accent is slipping. Maintain control, Eric. Gus Valentine has a question mark? Eris has a question mark that's been crossed out. Mr. Kerr here has a bullseye. The killer's chosen her next victim! We don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. Fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
What do you got there? It's my dad. He's in this folder. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a doctor?
Luca nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, you're gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Rollo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it? One sec. Dense documents such as this are a lot like cheeseburgers. Best to skip straight to the middle. That's where all the meaty bits live. Wow, I had no idea we were in the presence of a preeminent scholar of dense documents and cheeseburgers. By all means,
He
proceed.
stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Ah, here we are. Follow-up examination of Terrence Wilby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Body temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. This is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Miss Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from
Lola
Joseph.
looked up with heightened surprise.
She... creepy. Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph? That's Mr. Nuncreed. That's Mr. Nuncreed's name. Wait,
Lola's finger traced across the page.
there's more scribble. Wow. There's more scribbled in the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Wilby claims that the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental. Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to his report later and made those notes. So it might be related to something
Lola
else.
scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. This disease or whatever it is progresses so fast. And with his wife's passing, Terrence's condition follows close behind. Exacerbated by the loss, enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say next?
Lola rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. What? There has to be more.
Luca frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luca, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see? What did he mean enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullshit.
Luca slammed the drawer shut. They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
So, really quick spitballing before I continue. Sounds like the fertilizer company was doing that time material stuff with the fertilizer to make things grow quickly, but it started to spread into the groundwater and even the well water, so when people were drinking it, they were aging rapidly. Hence paleness and tiredness, malaise. It also explains why Beck's hair turned gray when she got some of the green stuff on her, and just the general kind of growth of other stuff. Cool, this looks like a treasure map. Not every old map is a treasure map, Rollo. Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map. Can't fault that logic. Looks like there's even a pathway. Looks like there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance to town. And if we follow
Lola
it,
carefully traced the path with his finger.
it leads right
He
to
jabbed down at the end point.
Town Square? That's the fountain in the middle of town. What a weird place to hide treasure. We'd have to dig a gigantic hole there. Rollo, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of that path has the same symbol as these explosives over here. So it's not hiding treasure. Real bummer. Rollo, what's the thing you've been excited for the past month? The festival. Gulp. Did you just say gulp? This feels like a gulp kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the center of town. She's gonna blow up the festival! Not if we stop her. What was that?
Luca
That
looked
was
up
not
from the
nothing.
map.
What? Beck. Doing Beck's voice. What was that? Luca looked up from the map. What was what? No, I heard it too. That was the front door. Which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs. Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light. and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello?
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
The three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step.
Yoo-hoo! I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm just here to help. Just...
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Huh. Guess it's
Rolo
nothing.
shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Rolo, don't.
It was too late. Rolo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flamin' chicken coop!
With all his weight, Rolo tackled the man to the ground.
Rolo? Mysterious, creepy man? Anyone there? Good silhouettes. You can tell who is talking with just the silhouettes, and that's good art.
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know if I had it in me, but there was only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rolo, that was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that person?
Luca scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
You sure clobbered him good, Rolo. He's knocked out
As
cold.
Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rolo both gasped in stereo.
Mr. Tolliver?
Chapter 7.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll pick this up next week. And before long, later this week is coming out the final episode of Layers of Fear 2 that I didn't finish because I didn't do the holiday stream. If you have been watching Phobia, I decided to cancel that, but we've got some more games coming out later this month that I'm going to be picking up. So you've got a lot to look forward to. Thanks for joining, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!